Okay, welcome back to UFOs Above Us. All right, today we're going to look at more moon anomalies. I enjoy doing these, but these are a lot of work, so I can't crank these out as quickly as the others. We're going to look at a lot of objects and focus on two specifically in greater detail. So here's the original photograph we're going to use. Again, these are always photographs that I shoot myself. Um, and we're going to kind of zoom in different levels of zoom. And as we're going through this, I'm just going to use the cursor to point out some things. And I'm going to start off with just pointing some objects that clearly are some kind of structures. So as we look through these, I'm not going to take the time because I just want to be open with everybody. There are so many structures on the moon that any snapshot of area in the moon, if it's not covered up, I mean, it's full of structures. You can look at these, like that right there. Why is it hovering over a crater like that? Highly, highly unusual. How can you explain that object hovering over a crater if it's really a meteor strike? Look at these things that look like caverns, openings to caverns with archways. Look at the buildings. Look at the unusual objects. And this one's the one that really caught my eye. And it's I've photographed this one many times over the last 2 years. Now that I'm getting more refined with my ability to film this, I get more detail. So we'll zoom in even closer on this and look at it more carefully. But certainly it gives the appearance of something on a column. I mean, you can even see a ramp going up to it. So what that is, I don't know. It's up for your own speculation. Is it some kind of a giant spacecraft? Could be. Or something else. There's just another one I'm pointing out there. I can't figure out what that is right there. So if somebody has an idea, let me know. It looks really unusual, but I've studied that one in Zoom, and what I see is twice as good as what you can see on YouTube because it just destroys the quality when we upload. But even zoomed in, what is that? And it can't just be an opening to a cavern, even though I think that's what part of it is, but there's more to it. So I don't know what that one is, but this one, my best guess on that, and as we zoom in, you'll look at it a little more carefully, you can see it's definitely some kind of a giant square base with a column shooting up and something sitting right on top of the column. So here's the best zoom of it I've got. Is there any way to argue that that's not some kind of an intelligent design structure? I think people who are just kind of like the Matrix, where it's the blue pill or the red pill. They just don't want to know. They see the truth, but they don't want to know the truth, is I think what's really going on. And that's okay. Some of the things I see here, I'm not going to point out to you. I might put the cursor on it, but I'm not going to say anything about it because it's kind of strange. And when I look at it in close detail, there's some things about it that might be disturbing to people. It doesn't personally bother me because my religious beliefs are sound and I don't have to worry about that. But so just as courtesy, I'm not going to mention everything that I point to. So I'll let you draw conclusions on some of these. Look at that one. Isn't that interesting? Giant structure in this general area. And the closer you look, the more you see. I mean, you literally see things all over the place. So we could spend 30 minutes analyzing any one of these pictures. Here's the other exciting, or not exciting. I've taken pictures of it many times, but I'm getting better and better with my ability to zoom in on it. So this is probably the best look at it we're going to have so far, and I expect I'll continue to do this till either someone shuts me down or I don't really know what's going to become of this. But look at that object there. You can't tell me that that's naturally occurring. Well, you can. If you took the blue pill and you just want to be happy eating your imaginary steak, so to speak, I guess you could say what you want to. But that's an intelligent design structure. Now, what is it? My theory originally was it was a big radio tower. I don't think that anymore, and I know you won't be able to see it as good as me, but just this whole general area, when you look at some of the features of this area, they're not craters. They're clearly not craters in my mind. All of that is intelligent design. And I have theories on what it is that I'm going to keep to myself. So I'm going to let you zoom in on it, and then maybe you can draw your own conclusion on what you think that giant object is. And I'll get even closer in this, but I'm letting you look at everything around the rim of that crater as well as the inside. Okay, so here's a extreme zoom of that. You tell me what you think that object is. And again, I'll keep my opinions to myself on that, but notice the craters with the ramps going up to them and the slots in them. Those are designed to look like craters, but they're not craters. Look at the entire rim of this wall. There's things all over that. I mean, it sticks out like a sore thumb. The better you can get at photographing the moon, the more detail you see, the more you notice, how can this be naturally occurring? And it's not. But then the question is, what is some of this stuff here for? And I'm going to kind of keep my opinion to myself on this, but I'm going to point things out and let you use your reasoning and decipher for yourself what you think these objects are. And then you'd have to ask the second question, why were they put there? And I'll leave that up to you. So my job, my role here is to just provide information that I gathered, so I know there's no, hiding the truth here. It's just raw pictures that I took myself that we're going to study. And look at all the structure. That's an interesting one right there, by the way. You can clearly see a column of some type jutting up from the surface of the moon. And there's one right next to it there. So, like I said, if you look at this carefully, the entire surface of the moon is covered in structure that has some type of intelligent design. In my mind, there's no question about that. So the only argument at this point to wrap up is, what do you think it is? What are some of these things I'm pointing at? What do you think they are? And then secondly, why were they put there? And I know what I think some of these are, but I'm going to leave it up to you to look carefully at these pictures, especially this last one. I challenge people to do this for me. Study that picture. See if you see some trends. And think about the number 2, where you notice examples of the number 2. It might help you observe. So for UFOs above us, keep watching the skies, keep sharing your results. The answers are really up there.